Diagonals AC and BD of square ABCD intersect at point P, and coordinates of BD are given, the endpoints of the diagonal BD, and find the coordinates of point P. For the first question, we have to remember that the diagonals of a square bisect each other. What does it mean? This implies that P is the midpoint of diagonal BD. P is the midpoint of diagonal BD. So here we apply the midpoint formula, and midpoint formula tells x is equal to x1 plus x2 by 2 and y is equal to y1 plus y2 by 2, where x1 y1 are the end point, are the points here actually the end point of the diagonal BD, and x2 y2 are the end point of the other end point of the diagonal BD. That means if you will take x1 y1 as this BD is D point is x1 y1, so B point is x2 y2, there is two end points of the diagonal, and P is the midpoint of the diagonal, because at point P these two diagonals bisect each other. This P is having coordinates x and y, and we have to find out this x and y. Now we will put these values for x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. So x is equal to x1, that is x1 is here 1. If you will compare the point D, x1 is equal to 1, and x2 is equal to 9, that is 1 plus 9 by 2, which is equal to 5. There is 10 by 2, which is equal to 5, and y is equal to y1 plus y2 by 2. y1 is 6, y2 is minus 2 by 2, that is 4 by 2 is equal to 2. So the point P is having coordinates x and y, which is 5 and 2. So the coordinates of P is 5 and 2. Now find the length of the side of the square. Now for side of the square is, we will find, after getting the length of the diagonal, so the length of the diagonal is here BD is the length of the diagonal, and it is determined by the distance formula, and the distance formula D is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square root. This is the distance formula. Now we will put the values to find the length of BD, which is the diagonal. Now BD, we can write this as x2 minus x1, that is 9 minus 1 whole square, plus y2 minus y1, that is 6 whole square root. This is 8 square plus minus 8 whole square, that is plus 8 square, which is equal to 128 square root, which is 8 into root 2 units. This is the length of the diagonal, and question is asking to find out the length of the side of the square. The length of the side will be equal to the length of the diagonal by root 2. For a square, side is diagonal by root 2. So this will be equal to 8 into root 2 by root 2, which is equal to 8 units. This is the length of the each side of this square, that is 8 units.